The representation of African narratives and culture within the media stands as a cornerstone for showcasing local talent and perspectives. By prioritizing these authentic voices, we not only enrich our understanding of diverse experiences but also empower communities across the continent. Transitioning to pressing issues, the video sheds light on the profound impact of poverty in Nigeria, particularly in its northern regions. The complexity of this challenge necessitates the implementation of comprehensive financial strategies and robust social initiatives to effectively foster change. In addition to these contemporary challenges, the narrative delves into the historical context surrounding cash flow within the financial sector, with Ghana emerging as a notable cash hub. This observation not only underscores the intricate economic landscape, but also highlights the ongoing changes that shape the industry. Moreover, the northern regions of Nigeria harbor remarkable agricultural potential that remains largely untapped. Despite this promise, the area grapples with poverty and underutilized resources, indicating that with strategic management, it could transform into a pivotal asset for the nation's economy. In a comparative analysis of agriculture, it becomes evident that Nigeria's rice production pales in comparison to countries like Bangladesh. Given Nigeria's significantly larger population, this disparity raises critical questions about agricultural output and highlights areas in need of urgent improvement. The economic landscape of Niger appears particularly concerning, characterized by minimal exports and vast tracts of land that remain underutilized for agricultural development. This situation underscores the pressing need for enhanced governance structures and increased investment in sustainable practices. Nonetheless, the agricultural sector presents a substantial opportunity to invigorate the economy. By making targeted investments, improved land utilization and productivity can be achieved, ultimately generating significant income for local communities. Addressing poverty emerges as a critical focus, for reducing these levels correlates strongly with enhanced security and social stability. Therefore, it is paramount that effective solutions place sustainability at their core. Furthermore, insights gathered from visits to various communities reveal an urgent need for transformative change and substantial investment in infrastructure. Such efforts hold the promise of elevating living conditions while empowering local residents. Equally important is the emphasis on investing in education, where children are recognized as invaluable assets for the nation's future. By supporting teachers and enhancing resources, significant advancements can be made in shaping the next generation. Within this framework, the speaker passionately advocates for unity and trust within communities. A collaborative approach is essential, as it enables individuals to overcome shared challenges and fosters a more conducive environment for all. Finally, a compelling call to action resonates throughout the narrative, urging responsible investments in local resources and agriculture. By embracing sustainable practices, communities can work towards achieving greater self-sufficiency and economic stability.
I've maintained, and I still maintain, the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the north, rests on poverty. The rest of all that have been mentioned and everything. I've been in the financial industry for years, and I can tell everybody this, if you can go and verify this in this country, I was in the financial industry. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. When you look for cash, you go that place. Kano was #1 place for cash, because then we had all the factories in Bombay, in Sharadanwa, in Sharanti. Go to Kano today, those industries are not there. Go to Kaduna, there's no industry. There's no industry again in Kaduna. We used to put Kaduna Trade Fair 2 years for it to get the space. Today nobody goes there. We used to go to Meduguri for cash. Today nobody goes there. That is the poverty. And when you have poverty, you have criminality that you cannot control. Because when people don't know where the next thing will come from, you can never control your action. And they're easy recruit. But in all these, it all rests squarely on governance, on government to solve. And I've always said, the North can change Nigeria. The greatest assets of this country is in the North. produces less than 6 million tons of rice. That is less than 10% of what Bangladesh produces. Bangladesh is a country that lives on 148,600 square kilometers of land. That is the size of 2 northern states. Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8 is equal to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has a population of 170 million. So if you divide their 146 by this thing, it's less than about 800 square meters, when these two states have over 13,000 square meters. It's a huge land. Niger State has most arable land in this country, cannot feed itself. It's 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They are not exporting anything. Netherlands with 33,000 square kilometers. So Niger State is 2.5 times size of Netherlands. Yet they exported 124 billion euros, about over $130 billion of agricultural export. That is exactly 2.5 times what we get from oil. One state. The story is the same everywhere. So the solution is in the north. Look at a state like Taraba. Taraba can produce all the tea and coffee we need at the parks of Mambila. Taraba is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. Serenica, that is making all their money from tea today, is 65,000 square kilometers. If you divide it by the population, Taraba is 3 times, if not more than that, of that size. And they make $1.5 to $2 billion from tea. And all these things are driving around the north, and I feel pain. This year I've been to Kafanchan, to Kaduna, to Katsina, to Jigawa, all this are by road. And you see loads of uncultivated land. Go to Morocco and travel from Casablanca to the port of Niger on both sides, and you see the difference. We can change the north. Agricultural land in the north is dead. Why do we have to do huge budget where we are doing a road for 15 trillion? Why don't you use 1.3? If you put 1.5 trillion on insecurity in the north today, we'll start dealing with it. We can capitalize that bank with 1 trillion, and if you put another 1.3 trillion in poverty alleviation, one of the governors in the north told me he wanted to do small poverty alleviation, and he went to Bank of the North, Bank of Industry, and gave them 2 billion, and over 2 years, they cannot even put their own counterpart fund. We can solve it. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you solve insecurity. I've been to prisons, I've been to places to see what is happening. We need to change it. It is very easy. We need to invest in education. We can't talk about free universal education when people are not going to school and children are not in school. I have taken time to go to the north, sat down with their Nigerian children. They are the most brilliant people God created. Because I could see children in 9 years and 10 years memorizing Quran. If they can't go to school, we'll take school to them. Where they are learning Quran, they can learn English, they can learn mathematics, they can learn this. It's very easy. And we are living in Kaduna and it's working. I went to one in Kaduna, I even visited there with my brother Daddy. When they provided them, I'm paying their teachers now, provided them toilets, provided them everything. If you see the kids, they are changing. Let's invest in them. That's our assets. That's the assets we need. That's the doctors we need. We have a great country that can be changed if our leaders can change the human being, invest in humanity. It is very easy, it's not a difficult thing. And all I plead with all of us, like keynote speakers, is for us to build trust. I know we have the here and there and everything. This is time for us to build trust among ourselves, believe that we are one, and we can save this country. Countries are survived by population. This is time to remove our division. We have all tried, we voted religion. Let's vote competence. It is time to start voting. Let's vote capacity and competence and everything. Let's make this work. It can work. There's people who, let's hold our leaders responsible. This time Ukraine is about 600,000 square kilometers. The entire north is about 20% more than Ukraine. And they are giving us Ukraine to support us for nothing. And people accepted Ukraine. When the entire north does not Ukraine, we cannot continue that. It is unfair to us. Like I said before, Bangladesh produces about 50 to 60 million tons of rice. Nigeria cannot produce 10% of that. The entire Nigeria is 6 times the size of Bangladesh. They are 148, we are 900 and something. You can go on and on. Small states like Vietnam that came out of war can feed itself and export food. 5 states of the north, Vietnam is 300,000. 5 states of the north, Niger, Borno, Taraba, Kaduna, and Bauchi is about 300,000 square kilometers. That's what Vietnam is. And today Vietnam does 10 times our export. My dear people, our problem can be solved from the north. When we take the focus and invest in the north, what the north requires is investment, support, policies that can drive it, and it is doable, and this is something you can see changing as we start.